Mile-high Denver mornings usually start with a view of the Rockies and a cup of coffee strong enough to keep pace with Nikola Jokic's nightly triple-doubles, but July 1st hit different. Phones buzzed like the world's loudest alarm. Michael Porter Jr., the 6'10 sniper Denver drafted and defended through back surgeries, max contract debates, and a parade float, was heading to Brooklyn. In return, the Nuggets snagged Cam Johnson, plus they tossed an unprotected 2032 first-rounder into the package. ESPN's Shams Charania hit send, and Nuggets Twitter instantly alternated between crying over MPJ's memories and posting distracted boyfriend memes where Denver is the boyfriend staring at Cam's versatility. The deal's scope was clear. Denver had just hit Control plus Z on everything that went wrong in the OKC series and smashed Control plus S on a fresh championship blueprint. Before we continue, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to Court Vision Hooper. Alright, now let's get into it. To understand why the front office pulled that trigger, you have to revisit the one word Nuggets fans whispered like a prayer during every fourth quarter timeout. Help. For 2 straight postseasons, Denver lived and died on the idea that Jokic, Jamal Murray, and the other guys could outrun the league's arms race. When OKC's swarm closed out on Porter and dared him to dribble, spoiler, he didn't. Denver's half-court offense turned into a Spotify song stuck on 15-second repeat. Every possession felt like mashing the same button in 2K and hoping for rubber banding. That existential dread forced GM Calvin Booth to admit there's a difference between a 45% stationary gunner and a 40% shooter who can actually dribble, pass, and relocate without looking like he's in Google Maps rerouting mode. Enter Cameron Jordan Johnson, the 6'8 wing whose jumper might be even prettier than MPJ's, but crucially comes with on-ball sauce. In Brooklyn, he survived a season of Ben Simmons' no-look but actually look-away passes and Day'Ron Sharpe screens that arrived fashionably late. Translation: he already knows how to create offense in chaos. Drop him next to Jokic's telepathic handoffs and Murray's downhill pick and rolls, and suddenly Denver has a third option who can attack tilted defenses, sling skip passes, or step back so smoothly you'd swear somebody hit a slow-motion filter. His shot chart isn't just corner threes and nothingness. It's mid-range pull-ups, floaters, and a Euro step that sends defenders filing missing person reports. Where Johnson helps even more is in the dreaded non-Jokic minutes, the horror movie stretch every Nuggets fan watches through their fingers. Last season, Denver's offense dipped from Michelin star to microwave pizza when Jokic sat. Staggering used to mean Murray plus 4 dudes praying Aaron Gordon could parlay a dunk into a personal 6-0 run. With Cam, Michael Malone can deploy 2 creator pods, Jokic-Cam lineups that pummel teams with elbow handoff wizardry, and Murray-Cam units that spam pick and rolls while AG screens like an offensive lineman turned baller. Suddenly the question isn't, how do we survive 12 Jokic-less minutes, but how much can we extend the lead while he straps ice packs on the bench? And just when the mile-high hype train threatened to derail from speed, another alert dropped. Bruce Brown Jr., yes, the same Swiss Army guard who crashed the 2023 finals party with steals, cuts, and mid-range daggers, was coming home on a veteran minimum after banking $45 million in Indiana. 2 years ago, he was Denver's closing 5. Last year, he was Indy's do-everything combo. Today, he's the league's ultimate discount double check. It's like walking into a thrift shop and finding a Supreme hoodie for $5 because the cashier misread the tag. Brown's return fills gaps Denver didn't even know they had. Need a point of attack defender so Murray can conserve energy? He's got you. Want a short roll playmaker who can run inverted pick and rolls with Jokic? Say less. Love a guard who cuts from the weak side like he's powered by Waze? Bruce wrote the manual. Most importantly, he gives the Nuggets a guard-sized wrecking ball who will actually shoot when defenders cheat off him. Something Russell Westbrook occasionally forgot in last season's experiment. Brown won't turn every corner 3 into confetti, but the defense respects him enough to stay honest, and that's all Jokic needs to free throw line salsa his way to another 30-15-10. Cap-wise, the maneuver is borderline wizardry. By swapping Porter's $38 million per year sticker for Johnson's $21 million and stuffing Brown into a vet minimum, Denver shaved enough salary to duck the second apron landmine and still kept a mid-level exception holstered for one more shooter, or a rim-protecting big. Booth basically took a max contract, split it into 2 rotation pieces, kept the draft pick pipeline alive, and saved ownership luxury tax bucks they'll probably use to buy even nicer parade confetti. Rival execs are texting, How? With the same energy we text our ex at 2 a.m. after 4 hard seltzers. Meanwhile, Brooklyn isn't exactly weeping. They grab an unprotected 2032 first, a pick so far away Gen Alpha will be lobbying for 4-point lines, plus a scorer who can headline TikTok highlight reels the moment he lands at JFK. It's a classic win-win. Porter gets a bigger green light than Times Square, and Denver resets its balance sheet without punting the present. Even so, Nets GM Sean Marks might have to send Booth a fruit basket for how lightly Denver protected that distant golden ticket. On the court, Malone's rotation suddenly looks like a 2K fantasy draft gone right. Starting 5? Murray, Johnson, Gordon, Jokic, and whoever wins the 5th spot battle between Kentavious, Caldwell-Pope, and Peyton Watson. Bench mob? Brown, Christian Braun, Tim Hardaway Jr., courtesy of that mid-level binge, and Jonas Valanciunas if the Greek contract rumors chill out. That's 10 deep with switchability, shooting, and enough creation to keep the offense from turning into a blinking red Joker Save Us button. It also lets Denver scale its lineups like a playlist, go small and fast with Brown at the 4, or supersize with Jonas at the 5, and Jokic moonlighting as the greatest power forward since Tim Duncan. The ripple effect stretches league-wide. OKC just hoisted the Larry O'Brien behind Chet Holmgren's elastic arms, but Vegas has already slashed Denver's 2026 title odds from plus 1600 to 100, second best in the NBA. The Wolves still pack a defensive punch, the Lakers are busy dusting off LeBron's 23rd season, and the Rockets basically assembled an Avengers lineup around KD. But none of them feature a center whose greatest athletic move is a touch pass bullet to the weak side corner. The West is chaotic good, but Denver just reminded everyone there's still an endgame boss battle inside Ball Arena. And look, Cam Johnson isn't some flawless cheat code. His defense can drift from solid to, is that door open? And he's had his own brush with injuries. But the Nuggets don't need him to be Kawhi light. They need him to be the Swiss Army connector who punishes single coverage, feeds Jokic's post-entry without a turnover montage, and closes games without freezing like Elsa when the 3 stops falling. Give Jokic a teammate who can pump fake, slide dribble, and hit a floater, and the Serb will turn that into gourmet cuisine faster than you can say, Chevapi. From a vibes standpoint, the city is buzzing harder than a Red Rocks concert. Bruce Brown already promised to buy his own plane ticket after the deal became public. Turns out he actually did, posting a selfie in DIA baggage claim with the caption, "Home again." Fans flooded his IG comments with blue heart emojis and goat memes. Cam Johnson, meanwhile, posted a photo of the Denver skyline with the words, "Let's work," overlaid in Comic Sans, instantly converting all social media managers within a 50-mile radius into crisis mode consultants begging him to change the font. Jokic hasn't said much publicly, shock, though word leaked he celebrated the trade by plowing his horses at the family farm in Sombor before FaceTiming Murray at 3 a.m. Serbia time to laugh about how practice is going to be impossible with Bruce around again. Even Jamal is grinning like it's Bubble 2020 all over, talking about cam-ready renaissance on Twitch while speedrunning Elden Ring DLC. In the modern NBA, synergy matters almost as much as skill, and Denver's locker room just went from emotionally stable to straight-up wholesome. So, what's next? The Nuggets still own that mid-level exception. The summer rumor mill hints at a PJ Washington sighting, and Bones Highland likes cryptic tweeting about second chances. But even if Denver does nothing else, they've addressed every flaw that popped up during last year's playoff heartbreak. Perimeter shot creation behind Murray, secondary playmaking in Jokic's absence, an extra defender who moves his feet before his hands, and enough shooting to make opposing scouts slam their laptops in frustration. Malone can now tailor game plans instead of Frankensteining lineups, and Jokic may finally get a chance to breathe in April. Figuratively, because the altitude means he's already breathing heavier than most. As the confetti from 2023 still lurks in Ball Arena rafters, Nuggets Nation can squint and see a second banner waiting to be unfurled. Yes, the Thunder are young and terrifying, the Rockets stole KD, and Steph Curry still exists, but Denver just rewrote its own narrative. They're no longer the pretty offense but thin depth experiment. They're a fully weaponized roster built around the most efficient heliocentric star the sport has ever seen, armed with a pair of wings who can put the ball on the deck, and supported by a bench that hustles like their next contract depends on it. Because for Brown, it actually does. So, who let the Nuggets get away with this? Maybe every Western GM distracted by fireworks and lake trips? Maybe cap-crunched contenders who couldn't match Denver's chess move? Or maybe, just maybe, it's the league's collective underestimation of how fast Calvin Booth could turn help into a full-blown cavalry? Either way, the rest of the NBA just got a flashing red notification. Denver's cooking, the altitude still isn't fair, and if you thought the Joker's story peaked with one ring, you might want to grab popcorn for the sequel. Because the Mile High City isn't just back, it's upgraded, caffeinated, and ready to throw another championship parade right down Spear Boulevard. Smash that like button, subscribe for more hoops breakdowns, and drop your hottest Cam Johnson for Finals MVP takes below. Just remember, Denver's timeline stretches to 2032 and beyond. For now, cue the Skyline time-lapse, let the EDM outro play, and watch the Nuggets turn July hype into June history once again.